Hey, welcome to our home here in Tucson, Arizona, actually just north of Tucson, Arizona, here on what we like to call the Windmill Ranch because we got a really nice windmill out back. And this is my daughter, Katie. Katie, thank you for joining me. I know, Katie, that you've seen my show before, but I haven't told you, like, hey, Katie, I'm going to ask you something. Here's what I want you to say or anything like that, okay? So this is not prearranged or anything like that. I'm going to start by showing you something called the Ideomotor Response. I actually talk about it in my book, Unmasking the Masquerade, which you'll hear about a little bit later. But the Ideomotor Response, real simply, is something that we all have. It's a mind-body connection. Basically, it's how a pendulum works. If I were to take this old skeleton key and hang it from a chain and ask you to think, or if you were to hold on to it, and I said, think circle, just really focus on circle. Eventually, it'll start going around into a circle. That's called the ideomotor response because there's a slight micro response, really, from your fingers, from what you're thinking, that makes it go around in a circle. Now, I'll show you something a little more interesting than a pendulum, but I will use this old skeleton key. It's not like a magic key or magnetic or mechanical or anything like that. Katie, here's what we're going to do. I want you to hold my hand like this, and we're going to let you be the sender, the person who thinks of something that hopefully, if this works, will send a message into your hand and into my hand and then eventually into the key. Now, here's the thought that I want you to focus on. It is the word rotate. Okay, now you're holding my hand for two reasons. One is to make sure I don't move my hand. The other one is because I really want you to focus and make sure that you're focusing enough to hopefully see this key begin to do something. So remember the word, the thought is rotate. Here we go. Okay, focus, really, really focus on that word. Now, sometimes it takes a few seconds for this to begin to work. Usually it does. If the person is concentrating enough, it will begin to set up a slight vibration in the key. There, you can see it start to work now. That's good. Good, Katie. Just keep focusing. Good. Good. Exactly. The word, the thought is rotate, and you're seeing right now the ideomotor response. It's actually affecting the movement of this old skeleton key. There it is. Isn't that strange? Isn't this weird how that works? Now we're going to take it a step further. This time, I'm going to have you concentrate on a number. We'll use this die, for example, and I'm going to turn my back, Katie, and I want you to turn this any side up you want at all, okay? Any side up. When you're ready and you know what number you've determined, I want you to put your hand over it so I cannot see it. I will turn my head so that I can't see anything at all, okay? You let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Now, here's how we're going to do this. I want you to put your other hand up like this for me. This is going to be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your palm will be 6, okay? I'm going to put my hand against yours, and I'm going to snap my finger. When I do, I want you to think of the number that you were thinking of, and whichever finger or palm that it's associated with, I want you to focus on it. But don't look at your hand, because I don't want to follow your eye movements. I just want to see if I can tell, again, by the ideomotor response, what finger or your palm you are thinking of. And ready, here it is. That thought, quickly, think about it, and focus. I'm getting a little slight response here. Was it 2? Was it? Okay, let's try it again. Oh, good, very good, 2. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to turn my head. All righty, you let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
You got it? Okay, very good. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ready? Do you remember it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? Okay? Think about it. All right, here we go. And I'm not getting anything in your fingers, but I think maybe something right here. Was it 6? That was it. It was 6. Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, we're going to take it another step further. Again, the ideomotor response and how you can sort of have pseudo mind reading or mind reading based upon your physical response to what you're thinking. So I've got a book here, The Da Vinci Code. It's the novel that was a huge bestseller about 15 years ago. There's tens of thousands of words in here. I've not read it. I've read little excerpts. Didn't even see the movie. It was a big movie with Tom Hanks. But I'm going to have you look through this. Pick a word, any page, any word. But I tell you what, choose a difficult word, something that's going to be hard for me, okay? Maybe, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 letters, something like that. Tell me when you've got one. Do you have one chosen? Mm-hmm. All right, very good. Close the book, put it down. Now, I want you to put your finger out like this, as if your index finger is a pencil. I want you to relax. I don't want you to try to trace the word. We're going to see if we can get it one letter at a time. It's a little difficult sometimes. And frankly, this is the most difficult thing I do in my show. Not perfect. I'm hoping to hopefully get this right, but I don't know for sure. But we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to take a chance here. So relax and don't try to trace it. Just relax your finger. Let's see if we can get a slight response here. First letter, is it L? Oh, sorry. Okay. What was it?
T.
T. Okay. Sorry about that. Like I said, it's not perfect, right? It does take a little time for me to get the feel here. Okay. So we know the first letter's T. Let's go with the second letter. Focus on that second letter. Just relax. Just relax. And I think we're getting something. Is it H? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm getting it. Here we go. Let's go with that third letter. You're not tracing it, but I'm getting a feeling like it might be a U. A U? Good. Okay, let's go with that next one. Next letter. It's almost like upside down on what you just had. Is it an N? Is it an N? Okay, good, good. And now the next letter. I'm getting a circle, but there's more to it than a circle. I'm getting is it a B or a D? I think it's a D. Is that it? That's weird. Isn't that strange? Okay, next one, you're focusing on the next letter, and it's very clear. That's an E for sure. And next, you're good. You're doing great. It's an R. Thunder, but wait a minute. I'm sensing there's a little bit more to it than that. I think thunder, is that what we just spelled out? Okay, but I think there's more to it. So think about that next letter. It's like a next syllable. If it's an S, mm-hmm. Good. All right, and then. Is it T? Is that weird? I'm seeing an R. I'm getting an R. Good, you're doing great now. Now we're getting it. U. C. Is it K? Is it thunderstruck? Was that the word you chose out of this book? That's crazy. Tens of thousands of words. Yeah, and that's really cool how the ideomotor response works. Well, hey, listen, hope you enjoyed that. I'd like to send you over now to a show that we did a few years ago, and I couldn't make it, so I asked my cousin Cletus if he would take my place on stage. He brought a little friend of his. He's a little different, I'm just saying, okay? He brought a friend with him, and that friend does some pretty amazing stuff. So here to introduce my cousin Cletus is my good friend John Chirac.